Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Good to be here.
Randy, let's start right off with Sting Communications. You've been one of those fast-growing tech companies in central Pennsylvania. And why don't you give us a little background on Sting Communications?
Sure, Kelly. Sting Communications is a broadband telecommunications provider in Pennsylvania. We're based in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. We have a little over 40 employees, and we're providing service to about 47 of the counties in the state of Pennsylvania, really delivering the latest broadband technology to rural counties throughout the state, mostly through public education, K-12 networks, as well as connecting the Pennsylvania intermediate units throughout all the Commonwealth.
Super. Now, Randy, you're partly responsible for me coming over to Technology Council back from the state legislator days. You were on my search committee, so one, thanks for the opportunity, and you've been a long-term board member of the Technology Council and now our TechQuest programs. Tell us a little bit about some of the capital investments that Sting Communications have made over the last several years here.
Sure, Kelly. We actually, over the last several years, have put about $20 million of new capital into our technology that's being used to deliver broadband. So it's invested in fiber optic cables throughout the state, as well as switching infrastructure that allows us to move that data anywhere that our customers want to communicate. So that investment has been a big part of our growth and the development of the company.
So now in our programs, we've actually had an ExaFlood TechQuest Today program talking about the exponential growth of the internet. And these are broadband kind of terms, are not everyday terms, but tell us a little bit about the K through 12 marketplace and broadband to schools, which Pennsylvania has become a fast leader in that application.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's really exciting to see what's evolved over the last 3 to 4 years with the development of broadband for our K-12 schools. We actually have seen just an explosion of interest in applications that are taking place once these fiber technologies have been deployed. It was about several years ago that the Act 183 was put in place in Pennsylvania, and it really provided a funding mechanism to allow these schools to access this technology. And so as a result of that, we've been busily building out these networks and putting in place the facilities that allow distance learning. They allow for video conferencing capabilities, a lot of creative applications that are being delivered across our K-12 customers.
That's great news for students and parents, and I think it's just a great tie-in with the classrooms for the future, computers that we've put out all across the state, and gives that connectivity to the students. And one, it's just great to have you guys located here in central Pennsylvania.
I appreciate that. It's for me as a Pennsylvania native and somebody that's been involved with the telecommunications industry for most of my career. It's neat to see it finally coming together. That for the first time, connectivity is not an issue. All these schools in 501 school districts throughout the state have the ability to access anything at any speed. So now in any rural area of Pennsylvania, they have as good or better technical service from broadband internet that an urban Philadelphia or Pittsburgh school would have as well. So the next 3 years, I think, are all about enabling the applications on that, and even connecting to universities like Harrisburg University to deliver content and service, be it teacher education or technical education, that will be made possible with these broadband pipes.
Now, another exciting application that I know you and I have been passionate about for several years now is the healthcare marketplace.
Right.
And with the President-elect, his infrastructure plan talking about not only broadband as a national strategy, but also medical information technology. And I know you've been doing some real super work in that. Yeah,
it's another area that, again, in Pennsylvania, we are challenged by the diversity of the population and the diversity of the geography that we have. And so in healthcare, there's a major challenge with keeping physicians in some of these areas and keeping them current with the latest medical technology. So the ability to have these broadband highways bringing the best medical capability to an outlying rural region is to me very exciting. I mean, that is bringing the most current thinking, the best practices, and the best doctors, literally in the world, out to the rural areas.
Great. Well, I think that's a great initiative, and real excited about the patient safety enhancements that are going to come from the telemedicine applications. Now, Marcus.
Kelly.
I've known you since like your sophomore or junior year at East Stroudsburg University, and you've just done an outstanding tear of a career set. And tell us about Harrisburg University and this $40 million capital campaign. You're almost there, right?
Harrisburg University is a private four-year university located right here in downtown Harrisburg. It's entirely focused on the STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, and math, or for both your members and Randy's company, the kind of workforce that is needed in the knowledge-based economy.
Great.
The campaign has been doing very well. The university, being only 7 years old, needed to launch this kind of campaign to give us a stable funding base to move into a new building and to grow our faculty, grow our students. The goal was $40 million, which was considered ambitious by many, but we're almost there. We're already at $33 million, and we're halfway through.
So $33 million in this kind of economic tough times, brand new school, no track record, and you're just getting out of the gate. That's pretty darn good.
And we are moving our boxes into our brand new $73 million 16-story tower as we speak.
Now I've been watching this construction, 16 floors worth, and students ready to go. The movers were just over at the train station the other day, taking things over to the new building. What are some timelines for the new building?
Staff will show up for work on January 2nd, and the students start January 12th. So the new semester, brand new building, whole new life for Harrisburg University.
That's super. It's just going to have a profound impact on downtown Harrisburg and the whole state. I think it also raises the competitive levels of all the schools in the area and starts talking about STEM, which is so important, science, technology, engineering, and math. Where do you see the school like in 5 or 10 years?
The country is currently in a challenging environment globally as we're competing for the workforce of this century. And the fact is America simply is not producing enough graduates in these STEM disciplines. So we foresee that we will draw students, as we currently are, from Philly, Baltimore, and Washington, bring them here to the mid-state, bring them into this environment with these high-tech careers being on the outside at your company and all of your members' companies.
Well, I know for the council and our TechQuest programs, up until about September, October, we had at least 1,000 openings for technology professionals in the greater Harrisburg area. And that's not even counting the openings that we know about from our other programs throughout the state. So we really are desperate for technology professionals, scientists, healthcare professionals, and I really see Harrisburg University filling an immediate need. And you know, I'm this big cheerleader for the HU 1000, getting you guys as quickly to 1,000 students as possible. Just a huge impact to the downtown area. And I know you have some requirement for internships and mentorships. Tell us a little bit about your programs there.
The goal of an HU education is not just the science and technology aspect, but preparing them to enter into your companies from day one. So internships are required. They're mandatory, and I believe we have to have 3 internships before they can graduate. Business mentors are assigned to all of our students to make sure that they not only have the classroom smarts, but the office space smarts, so that when they show up in your doorstep to work, they know how to operate in a professional environment. And it's already working. Companies like Gannett Fleming, who have been involved with the university since the beginning with our geospatial imaging program, they've been hiring our graduates and are very pleased with the results.
So that's going to be very big going forward with all the infrastructure talk in Washington. We need more GIS, more engineers, and the tech professionals that do that, and you guys are uniquely positioned for the infrastructure improvements coming forward.
Indeed. And it's very reassuring for parents and for students to know that when they come to HU, there are a number of job opportunities waiting for them on the other side, and that they won't have to wait until graduation to already be poised for those jobs.
Now, the other interesting thing about the school is you don't really have a student union. You've adopted Strawberry Square as your student union. You have all those access to all those different stores, and I think that's very unique.
The university is positioned right next to Strawberry Square. There's a cut through. So all of Strawberry Square, the Hilton, Whitaker, IMAX, Starbucks, the food court, it's all part of the university environment. the Hilton, the Harristown Development Corporation, they're all extremely supportive of the university, both financially as well as just being supportive. So